What's up everyone, and welcome to a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle Dokkan event guide. Today we'll be going over the Super Saiyan Future Trunks event, Miracle Sword of Light. This event will allow you to awaken the new featured SSR Intelligence Super Saiyan Future Trunks if you beat this 11 times, as well as the Physical and Strength Super Trunks units if you beat it 5 times. This event has 5 stages: Strength, Tech, Strength, Physical, and Intelligence. The final stage of this event has only 1 health bar but initiates a countdown. If you don't defeat the event before the end of the countdown, you will be immediately killed and unable to use a continue. This is a similar gimmick to the Full Power Frieza and Golden Frieza events, as well as to a lesser extent Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. The team I'll be using in this video is a Heroes team. My lineup is almost identical to the one in the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Dokkan event guide that I made, so if you're looking for more rationale on my picks, go check that video out. You want to try to have at least 1 sealer and 1 tank in any team that you use, even if the tank doesn't match the team leader skill. For example, I'm using Golden Frieza, even though I'm running a hero team and he's a villain. With tanks it doesn't matter since their purpose is to tank. The only unit I've substituted in from this event from the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta event is a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta agility unit. This unit passively raises its attack and defense by 80% when performing super attacks, so it offers a bit of utility in terms of being a blocker, as well as a pretty decent hitter. The team I would recommend running if you have a Rose or Fusion Zamasu is a villains team. 4 of the current main villain units, Rose, Goku Black, Zamasu, and Fusion Zamasu, share the Dismal Future Link skill. This Link skill allows you to do more damage during the fight. Super Saiyan Future Trunks cards, such as the one available through the story event, also have this Link skill, and a full list of units that have this Link skill can be found at a link in the description below. Mono-type teams are also viable but should be used with caution as it pertains to that specific type. For example, agility not having a sealer and the physical team linking poorly, etc, etc. Most any team is usable for this event as it is not very challenging so long as you pay attention. As a rule of thumb, when looking for a friend card, always look for one that has been run through hidden potential. Take your time and try to find a card with high level critical hits or combo attacks depending on the unit. Obviously, with the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, you would want crits because of counters and already having combo attack as a passive, but if you're choosing Rose, then you're going to want combo attacks because you're going to want the chance to do 1,000,000 damage on 2 supers. As far as items go, my main recommendation would really just be the meta comp. 2 healing items, Dende Senzu, and then King Yama and Ghost Usher. You can swap out one of those 2 for a Baba. If I was going to do that, I would choose the King Yama. That's your choice. But don't really deviate from the meta for this because you're probably not going to be using your items outside of healing items and maybe a Ghost Usher, but you shouldn't have to use items really to beat this event other than for healing purposes. It's really just take whatever you usually would take into a fight. Don't worry about taking specific items for specific things because it's just not necessary. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and I say right into it because I forgot to record everything before the start of the fight, so we are really going to be getting right into it. Stage 1 is the Strength Base Form Trunks. This first stage Trunks is more of a challenge than the Vegeta was in the last event as he has 3 health bars rather than 2, but shouldn't be all that much of a challenge to get through in general. This stage should only take a turn or 2 depending on the quality of your draw. Your main priority in this stage of the fight should be trying to get your rotations in place for the rest of the event. Now something that I did right here that you're probably not going to want to do is put your Vegito in the 3rd slot, but I wanted the 2 agility cards to block against the strength and I didn't want to put the physical in harm's way even if it was a card as good as Vegito because I didn't have the seal off yet with Bardock because I didn't draw him this turn. So just play very situational early on. That's almost more important than making sure you have everything ready for the rest of the fight. The second stage of this fight is a Tech type Super Saiyan Trunks that also has 3 health bars. This fight is relatively easy with most teams, and even with 4 agility cards I was able to get through this stage pretty quickly, as you'll be seeing in the background. By this time, what your main goal is during this phase is to really try to get your rotation set and try to implement your seal tank strategy that you'll be using throughout the fight. If you're running this team that I'm running, or something similar to this team where you have double Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and a normal Super Vegito in the team, it's alright to leave a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito in the 3rd slot every once in a while as long as you make sure to have either a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito or Super Vegito available in any given turn. In the next stage, you'll be fighting the Strength Super Saiyan Trunks that's available through the Future Trunks story mission that they just put in the game. This stage of the fight will have 4 health bars. If you're running a setup with multiple agility cards like mine, or even just one with double Super Vegito or double Rose, this stage will pretty much be a cakewalk. As you see, I was lucky enough during this fight to get a chance at 3 Super Vegito counters. This is my 4th or 5th run through, and it has not happened before or since, so don't be expecting to have that kind of luck. If you are lucky enough to have this happen though, it's pretty much going to make this stage one and done. No need for an extra turn. This is going to be the stage though where if you're running a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, you might want to try to hide him a little bit more. And obviously if you end up getting lucky and getting crits, then it's not going to matter at all, but this is going to be the one stage where Super Saiyan Blue Vegito is kind of marginalized, because you're not going to really be doing as much damage on counters, and unless you're getting criticals, you're going to be doing less than 150,000 on a super attack, even with Fierce Battle Links. Just about now you're going to see what I was talking about earlier with the 3 counters from Super Vegito. He does not do as much damage on his super attack as he normally would. I think he actually did like 300k, but he was doing counters, and he got 150 plus K on every single one. So in the end, Vegito did 800,000 damage pretty much. I think just a little bit more or less by himself. You're not going to get insane luck like that probably. If you do, all good on you. Go for it. Absolutely take advantage of it. But it's really not that difficult even if you don't get through it. As long as you are following the Steel Tank strategy, counter strategy, whatever you're happening to do throughout this, it'll be pretty easy to get through as long as you just pay attention. We are now on to Phase 4, Physical Super Saiyan Trunks. This stage you're going to have to fight through 5 health bars, and if there's a challenging stage in this entire fight, it's this one. It hasn't really been a big challenge up to this point, nothing really that difficult, but this is where things are going to get ramped up a little bit. Mostly because counters are going to do under 100,000 damage during this fight. It'll make it a lot more grindy. This phase is more than any the most important when you're going to want to make sure that you have a seal at all times, because super attacks are going to hit from anywhere between 70 and 100k, which is roughly, if you're running a God Lead, going to be about half to above half. I think I had like 140,000 in this run through, so it would be over half to almost 3/4 or 2/3 of my health. So you're going to have to pay attention to that and make sure that you always have a seal. Much like other phases though, this should move relatively quickly as long as you make sure to keep the same cards on rotation that you want to keep together. And again, I hate to repeat something 40 times, but sealing tanking is really going to help you get through this fight. It just so happens that in this run that I recorded, this phase only took me 2 turns, I believe, but there have been runs through this event where I've had to take 3 or 4, maybe even 5 turns, just because it wasn't really working out for me the way I had hoped it would, and that's fine. Don't get discouraged if you're not having as easy of a time as I am through this. I have a lot of stuff that's just really working in my favor during this fight. So if you're really not breezing through this the way that I'm showing you to, then don't worry, because it's not always this easy. We'll talk now, just before we get there, about the final phase of this fight, the intelligence phase. And this stage of the fight is pretty simple. You just take out 1 health bar and you're done. Pretty much 1 hit from Super Vegito, as you'll see at the end of this, or Super Saiyan Blue Vegito I should say, as you'll see at the end of this, will take him out. However, if you reach 1 on the countdown, you are going to get insta-killed, and you cannot revive. So you have to make sure that before the countdown reaches 1, you have killed Trunks. Although, if the countdown does reach 1, he won't super attack you right away. It counts as an attack. So you do have that working in your favor, but don't rely on that. Just be safe, wipe him out, and move on. If you've already gotten to this stage in the fight, the hardest part is well behind you. Just play it safe, do what you normally would, wipe them out as quickly as possible. And that's it. Pretty simple event. Might have some trouble beating it, but it shouldn't be all that troubling overall. The events will get a lot harder, and it's not going to really be like this in any of the future events that are going to be coming soon to Global, so don't expect this kind of ease. It's just the way that teams are built right now and the way the events are structured. It's a little bit too easy to storm through these events right now, but about a month or 2, we're going to be seeing a totally different story. So that does it. That was the Trunks event. Hopefully you were lucky enough to pull the card and you weren't just playing this to try to Dokkan Awaken your Super Trunks. Not that those Super Trunks are bad, but the Intelligence Trunks is significantly better. In my next video, you're going to see me have another crack, as we'll be doing more summons on this banner in hopes of getting one of these 2 cards. or even another Vegito. I wouldn't be opposed to pulling another Vegito, even though now I already have 3, and you saw this video, this dude is insane now. But that'll be the next video, and then after that we're going to be getting into the Zama's event guide, and you'll see a different team than the one you've seen in the last 2 videos, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more Dokkan Battle content. I'll see you guys later for more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.